Welcome to episode 23 of the Forward from 50 podcast, where we interview people over 50 who are pursuing new direction for their lives. It's an opportunity for men and women to tell their stories, their way, in their own words. I'm Greg Gerbert, the founder of Forward from 50, and your host for today's show. Today I'm interviewing a couple, both of whom are named Chris. A little over a year ago, they sold their home in Texas and moved into a fifth-wheel RV in preparation for living a life of greater adventure. Chris and Chris Clement were winding down their careers where he worked in construction and she worked for an energy company scheduling natural gas supplies on pipelines. One of the first benefits they received by downsizing from a home into an RV was decluttering from decades of accumulated stuff. I lived in an RV full-time from 2014 to 2017, and it was liberating not having to worry about stuff stored in every nook and cranny. When this interview was recorded, the Clements were in the process of retiring and hitting the road. Mr. Clement had already submitted his resignation to his employer. He was planning to take additional training to be able to fix RVs wherever they traveled. His wife was going to find short-term work camping jobs, which were specifically set up for people who will be in an area for only 3 to 6 months. Their first official voyage was going to be the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. However, they also planned to spend time in the Yellowstone area, as well as tour through the Pacific Northwest. To tell us more about how their lives were going to shift in a new direction, both figuratively as a type of new life, and literally by hitting the road and traveling to places they've dreamed of seeing, please welcome Chris and Chris Clement to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Chris and Chris. I really appreciate the time. Tell me a little bit about yourselves, like where you're from and where you are now.
I'm Chris, and my wife's Chris, and we're both from Texas.
Okay.
And I'm a resident in residential construction, and my wife she schedules natural gas on pipelines in downtown Houston.
She schedules it?
Natural gas. I work for an energy company.
Okay.
So I schedule natural gas.
Schedule it.
Tactical.
What's it mean by scheduling?
I have to tell the pipeline how much gas coming out of the well, store.
Okay.
And
Okay. Very good. And so you are living in Houston now? You haven't moved much from where you grew up then?
Yeah, we're in the middle of Texas, in a little county called Plano.
Okay.
So then Central Texas. And then I moved down and I've been down here. And Chris has been down here quite a while ago. So we've both been in farm. Well,
Do you folks have any children?
I have 2 boys and Chris has 2 girls.
Oh, that's nice. A mini Brady Bunch.
Yeah, we're just missing out.
Okay. Before you turned 50, what did you do for a living, Chris?
I've been in residential construction since 2000. So I've not changed. The only thing that's changed for us is we sold our house and moved into a fifth-wheel.
And what do you like about that?
I actually didn't think I would ever say this, but I like the fact that I don't have all the clutter around me anymore. I don't miss all the stuff home. I like to live in home. Just easy to keep clean, keep track of everything. I really enjoy all the people that are just being able to locate, pick up and go. So I really enjoy that. I've always lived in a house, so I thought that would always be what I wanted.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies that you guys pursue, either individually or together?
Oh, we love traveling, seeing different sites. And that's part of the reason that we decided to change our lifestyle and go from a fixed brick house to a travel trailer is so that we could retire at an earlier age so that we can get out, travel more.
In the country. We both had that desire. We're really enjoyable. We're member. We go quite often.
Yeah, we're big enthusiasts of Disney World.
Oh, very good.
So now we get to take our house with us.
There you go. Would you ever live in Florida?
We might go hang out there for 3 or 4 months.
Okay. Very good. So
Uh,
what are some of the places you've liked to travel so far?
let's see. So far, we have traveled to Arkansas and Missouri in our fifth wheel. And then prior to that, around Texas, San Antonio, Austin. And then prior to that, we've been into Tennessee. And that's pretty much it. so
Okay.
far.
So there's a whole country left to explore for you folks.
There is. That's why we're trying to retire early.
Sure. So after you turned 50, what was the thing that you're most proud of or what have you done that's invigorated you and given you a greater sense of purpose?
I think it's trying to retire early. And that's after we turned 50 and figured out that we wanted to travel and see the United States and the national parks. And that's what has really set it in motion, selling the house, becoming full-time RVer.
Mhm.
It was not something that we thought we could do. Retirement far down the road, living in a house, support. Never thought that we would so early. It's travel. So we would. It took a little bit to warm up to, but our mind, we make it happen. So financially, we able to so that we allow ourselves all of the dream. Life.
When do you expect to officially retire then and hit the road?
I will get my official date. My official date is August 1st.
Of next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my official retirement date. And that's because my work knows what day I'm retiring.
Okay.
I've not told anyone my office. They know that I'm working gold, but they don't.
What are you going to have to do between now and then to prepare yourself?
Right now, it's stashing away money and investing money so that when it's time to travel, we can travel where we want and work camp.
Have a few loose, such as insurance. That's something we have to work on still to get to that point. But I don't have any doubt that we'll figure out a way. We always.
So are you just planning to not work at all while you're out traveling, or are you going to be supporting yourself on the road while you're doing this too?
At the beginning, we were going to travel with no support for a while, but I think we're gonna make 1 or 2 trips, and then we'll figure out a part of the country that we want to go see. We'll go find a job at the KOA, or we'll be joining Work Camper.
It's more about support, more about the experience,
Yeah,
being busy, doing what we.
Right. So you just want your purpose then is to go out and travel and see the country. And you will have, because of you're being smart now and you sold your house, you moved into a fifth wheel. So you've downsized quite a bit. That allows you to stash even more money into savings and investments that will give you a greater financial security so that you can step out and do this in in next year is when you want to start. And how old will you be at that point, Chris?
I'll be 50.
For a few months.
Is this requiring you to do anything else? Learn any new skills or plan in that regard?
I think the biggest thing that we've had to learn is how to, one is you got to be self-reliant, especially in your fifth wheel. If something happens, you got to be able to fix it on the fly.
Morning.
Yeah.
For me, scheduling the birth, part up in the fair.
That is a challenge for people who are doing this full time. Yes, absolutely. Have you taken any courses to prepare you to do your own maintenance on the RVs?
Not yet. That's that's the one thing working, making it to classes like in the Athens or to any of the work camper classes in Arkansas or whatever. It makes it a little hard to do, taking that time off.
Absolutely. A full-time job kind of crimps your lifestyle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what made you decide to do this?
I think it was coming up and wanting to travel. We had traveled to the Smoky Mountains, 15 years ago, and in an RV. And then, yeah. And then also taking some cruises and stuff. And we decided there is more to North America than just Texas. And we needed to see as much as we can.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. How did your kids react to this decision that you're going to go full-time RVing and travel around the country?
Actually, they were very supportive. Our kids have always supported about whatever we choose.
And here's the funny thing is that we've not had any pushback from anybody. Nobody said we were crazy. Everybody.
No one laughed at us.
No, in our family or even at my work.
I think that more and more people are realizing that it is possible to live on the road full-time. If you've got the financial wherewithal to put money ahead like you are, or work camping to support yourself on the road. So it's not such a weird idea as it used to be. And so that's probably helping in that regard. But nobody's tried to dissuade you from pursuing this direction.
Nope, everybody has been, go for it. Go have fun.
Inspired us to do this the most. We began watching, we compared a little bit, had a little trailer with a music, but got to the RV show. All these people were traveling, and then half the crowd got into watching the channel, the RVers that was going on. It felt like it was something that we could actually.
Okay, very good. So it didn't require, it's not going to require any real skills that you have to learn to be able to jump out and pursue this as far as.
No, I don't think there won't be any new skills that we'll have to learn until we start work camping at whatever we do. Yellowstone is my bucket list to work for North Delaware. I think that's the company.
Delaware North at Yellowstone.
Yeah, Delaware North. Yeah, so, that'll require some new skills for both of us. But other than that, with my construction background, Chris is pretty savvy on computers, so.
Yeah, you should have no problem at all getting a part-time work camping job pretty much anywhere you want to travel.
And that's what we're looking at. I think we're going to slow roll it.
Okay. I like that idea. What are some of the things that you're hoping to do when you hit the road?
I can tell you the first thing that we're doing is, and we've already got it scheduled, as the Balloon Fest in Albuquerque next year.
Yep.
So that is actually one of going to be our first maiden voyage. That's going to be our first long maiden.
Okay. And that'll be in October, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So about a year from now, you're going to be at the whatever it is, the annual Balloon Fest in Albuquerque.
Correct.
Okay.
Which isn't too far from you.
No, 6 hours. Yep. For me in Arizona.
I think we've probably got 24.
Probably. I think that's probably correct. Yeah. From there, what do you want to do?
We haven't really gotten that far.
Okay.
I can tell you working in Yellowstone will happen probably sooner than later.
Okay.
I know going up to the Great Northwest.
Okay.
Will happen. Chris has a sister up there that we haven't seen in a while. So we'll be up that way. And then that's the nice part of living this lifestyle once you retire is.
So where the wind takes.
So how do you define retirement?
I'm going to define it as not working a job that really, yeah.
find I'm now on my for who I choose when I choose.
Okay. Yep.
Sounds like a good definition.
And how do you want people to remember you?
You know what? That I think it both of us is that we're kind, caring, and fun loving, and just try and make everybody smile.
Very good. What advice would you give to people over 50 to help them either identify or pursue their passions?
Go for it.
Try to line out a plan. Do what you can. We have friends that are trying very encouraging. They lean on us a lot for feel like if that's what you want to do. Gotta be totally like you have.
Mm-hmm. Do you see yourselves doing any kind of coaching or things like that for people who are also wanting to embrace this lifestyle?
Nothing professional, just friends, family. I have a sister, the one in Washington. They're looking she has question. So not level, not certainly not.
And
Not for me.
no. The one thing that we started up a YouTube channel, and there's things that we just stick on there that we think's helpful to really anybody that is starting in the RV.
And you've got that channel up and running now?
Yeah, we've got 26 episodes up so far.
What is it called?
Tripping with the Chris's.
Tripping with the Chris's. Okay.
Yep.
Be sure to check that. Do you have any pets with you?
Yeah, we have a dog, a little dog.
And they both travel well.
So, well, this will be a good start for me to find or to write up something for you guys or about what you folks are doing. But I think we need to revisit this in about a year or two to see what life is like for you when it's on the road.
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you will. I appreciated Chris and Chris Clement sharing their story about planning for a big lifestyle change. I know a lot of people over 50 who have opted to quit their jobs and just start traveling. Thanks to modern technology, doing so is much easier today than it was even 20 years ago. Laptops and mobile internet service make it possible to do jobs anywhere you have electricity and an internet connection. Between the two of them, the Clements have 4 children who are embarking on lives of their own, which freed the couple from a lot of the parental responsibilities which dictated their lives for many years. Fortunately, their children support their parents' new lifestyle, even though it means they won't see them as much. But cell phones and video conferencing software ensures the family can maintain regular communication with each other. Mrs. Clement said that the key to creating an enjoyable and purposeful retirement is to lay out a plan to know what you can do financially. Debt is often the biggest dream killer for people over 50 who are still paying big mortgages for big homes that aren't needed years after their children have grown. What I liked about the Clement story is that they did not wait until they had permission from society to retire before launching out on a travel lifestyle. He was 57 when they hit the road and she was 56. COVID taught employers that workers can still be productive when working remotely. Consequently, many jobs can still be performed remotely. If you'd like to do what the Clements are doing, talk to your employer to see if your job could be done remotely, either full-time or at least for longer periods of time. One of the benefits of work camping is that many employers offer a free or deeply discounted RV site as part of the compensation plan, which reduces monthly living expenses even more. But even if you have to quit a job to pursue a dream, simply scaling back expenditures, reducing debt, and downsizing multiple areas can help create more options for you. I need to check up on the Clements to see how their travel is going now that they've enjoyed some on-the-road experiences. But you can connect with them via their YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/@Trippin' with the Chris. That's all I have for this week's show. Next week, I'll be speaking with a lawyer and former pastor who felt a tug to take his life in a completely different direction by becoming a stand-up comedian. I'll have that interview on the next episode of the Forward from 50 podcast. If you'd like help in identifying a purpose for your life or planning your next steps, I'm offering a complimentary brainstorming session to members of the Forward from 50 Facebook community. For details, connect with me on Facebook or by visiting www.forwardfrom50.com. Thanks again for listening.